Digwit. In this video, I am going to be playing a round of WYDA or Patience and give you an idea of what the game is like to play. And I'll talk you through a little bit of the kind of strategy that goes on with the game as it plays out. Now, I'm obviously just playing by myself. If I was playing against somebody else, they would be sitting across to me, and a lot of my play and decisions would be dictated by what is developing on their board. Okay, so this is going to be where I put my cards here, which I'm referring to as my board. So I get 6 cards to start with. I always have 6 cards in front of me. I have generally 1 turn unless I play an ace, in which I get a second turn, or unless my opponent plays their king and queen for the first time, I get to act as if I had an ace, so I get it's like an additional turn. But for now, it's 6 cards. Each turn, you have 3 moves. My 3 moves can be placing cards on the board or discarding cards. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all here is I'm going to use my 2. My 2 is going to allow me to put cards anywhere on the board. So by using my 2, I'm going to try and get 2 cards on the board, and I'm going to actually try and fill my stability row. Okay, sorry, I've got this here, and I'm going to slide this out in front here. Okay, so my stability row is these 3 here where my fingers are touching. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now, that's going to be my Jack of Hearts and my Jack of Spades. That's a vital stabilizer exercise and emotional stabilizing exercise. That's my 3 turns done, and now I've got to draw 3 more cards. Put this other one over here. Okay, so that's my first go. That's a pretty good first go. Okay, now I can't actually place a 3rd card here until I have these 3 cards here. So I have to complete these 3 cards, which are these 1, 2, 3, before I put my last card over here. All right, so here we are. What options do I have? Okay, so there's turn number 1. That's a vital strengthening exercise. I can play an emotional strengthening exercise. And my 3rd go, I can't play the king. I can't play the 7. I can't play the 9, which would go there. And I can't play the 8, which would go here. Now, with the 8 and the 3, okay, so the 3s are here and the 8s are here, they have to go down with one of these or on their own. So I'm going to hold on to that. I'm working on this side of the board first, unless I have a 2, and if I have a 2, it opens up the other side of the board. So I'm actually going to get rid of this card because I already have that slot filled there, and it's going to allow me to draw 3 more cards. And notice I have these cards placed, turned up this way, which is the way they're going to be, because when I empty this deck, that's just going to turn around and I'm going to just start picking again. So if I can actually memorize these cards, it's really useful because I know what's going to be coming on that turn. Okay, so now I've got a king and a queen of the same suit, which is very handy. So I'm going to keep those there. I've got a 6 of spades here, which would go on there. Now, I have to get a 3. I have to get these 3 completed first before I can do this. Okay. Once I have those 3 completed, the next time I put anything down there, it's actually got to go down to 3 together into one move, unless I have a 2. All right, so bear with me now. Okay, these two cards are really handy, and this card is really handy. This card is no good to me. These two cards are really handy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just swap out. This is my whole turn now. My whole turn is just getting rid of that and turning this over. And really what I'm looking for is either a 3 that'll go in one of these slots, so then I can play the 7 underneath it. But I would love a club. So that's a 4, 5 or 6 of 4, 5, 6 or 7 of clubs, or the 5 of diamonds that will go in there. Because once I play that, I'm going to be able to play these 2 8s here. And then I'm going to be able to play that 7. And then all I'll need is one of these cards here, and then I'll be able to play my king, my queen. Okay, so it could be over very soon. Now the thing is, I'll get through this deck much quicker if I was to get rid of 3 of these cards rather than 1. If that makes sense. But I'm just getting rid of 1 now. Jack of clubs. Okay, that's a really valuable card to go in here. That's what I need there. But I can't play that until I play this. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to get rid of this 7. I'm going to keep these 2. I'm going to try once more. 10 of clubs. Okay. Now let's say my opponent is starting to get his pieces on the board. Bear in mind, you're seeing this now, but you don't show this to your opponent. Okay, so this is for you and for you only. These are your cards. But let's say my opponent is very close to getting the king and the queen on the board, and I need to get to a point quickly where I can fill this gap. Okay, that's the only gap I need to fill. If I only recycle 1 card here, with these 2 cards go in that slot, so I don't need to hold on to the 2 of those. So if I just get rid of 1 of those each time, it's just going to be drawing 1 card out each time. But I want to try and speed up that process. So I'm actually going to get rid of the 3 of those. All of those cards are really important to me, okay, to get my first king and queen on the board, which are my unity exercises. And now I get to draw 3. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. Now if I could have just let 1 of those down, and I would have had 1 there, which would have been fine too. Okay, now I'm going to play my 5. I'm going to keep this one. This is a really valuable card because that can go anywhere here. I'm going to play my 5. Now that's the strength row complete. However, because I have a 2, I can now break the rule and I can play here on the other side. That's my stability row complete. Okay. The next rule, the next rule about building these up is when I make a move, the 3 of those have to go down at the same time. So I need to have a card from this stack, this stack, this stack, and all 3 cards going down at the same time for 1 turn. Unless, again, I have the 2 played, that rule breaks with the 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that 5 there. And that means now I only need 2 more to fill that in, and that 5 can move around if it needs to. Okay. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. I can't do that because I've already taken my 3 turns. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm in a great position now. If my opponent hasn't got this row completed, I know I'm going to play my king and my queen next, and I have a really good chance of winning the game. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm in a really good position here. First thing I'm going to do is play my king and my queen. It actually goes queen, king. Okay, because they're the same suit, I get another turn. Usually when you if you play a king and a queen of the opposite suits, of different suits, that's your go over. You don't have any more turns. But because they're the same suit, I have another turn. So I'm actually going to take a chance here. I'm going to play my ace because I have the ace. I'm going to keep the 5 because it's really valuable over here. And I'm going to draw my 4 cards. Look at that. Now, if those king and queens were the same suit, I'd be able to play those there. But they're not the same suit, so I can't play them. But I do have a couple of 3s here. I've got one. I've got a new turn. I can play one. I can play my 3 here. All right. Now this is the strengthening elements in nature that help strengthen the mental field. And then I can play this 3 down here, which is a shape. I think it might be a circle. Again, that help strengthen the mental field. Okay, and that's my turn over. I draw 2 more cards. Oh, here we go. I've got a queen of diamonds. Okay, so this is again a pairing here. This is really strong. Okay, so let me explain where we're at. On the left side of my board, I've got 2 points. 1 for the queen and 2 for here. Sorry, beg your pardon. These go here like this. This is a bit confusing. Now, there you go. Okay, that's better. Move these over to the side. Okay, 1, 2 on the left side. 1, 2 on the right side. Okay, so unless my opponent has a king and a queen on the board at this stage, I've won the match. Game over. My next go is another king, queen. Now I'm 3 on the left, 3 on the right. And unless my opponent has 3 on either the left or the right hand side of the board to match me, the game is over. Now, because they're the same suit, I have another turn. So I'm going to... There's actually nothing that I can do. So I'm going to get rid of one of these cards. I'm going to keep the 7. Because that's going to go with the 5. I'm going to get rid of the 9. And draw 3 more cards. Now, so the game could be over by now. Okay, the game could be over by now, or the game could continue for a much longer period. So let's just see. We're going to move through it and do a couple of different things. Okay, so what I'd like to try and find now is a club that will go here, which would be 4, 5. So there's a 5 already there, but 4, 6, or 7 of clubs would be great to go here. This 5 and the 7 of spades, okay, they're going to go in the same slot, so I don't need to hold on to those. This 9 of diamonds is going to go down here, but I need an 8 to allow me to put that in. And remember, I put 2 8s away already. So I'm not really concerned with this bottom section here until I get through this deck again to get those 2 8s, to put those down here to unlock this. Okay, so that's the kind of strategic planning around what have I put away is actually really important as well. So I'm going to get rid of generally any of these cards that will be down here, which will be 8, 9 and 10 of diamonds. And I'll have them ready then when the 8 and 9 are back in my hand. So 1, 2, and I'm going to move this one on as well, okay, because I've got these 2 which are ready to go here. Just need 1 more to go there. So I'm going to focus on that left side. So now we get 3 new cards. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. Okay, so it's paid off here nicely. So there's a heart that's going to go there. Emotional exercise, vital exercise, and this is the wild card exercise, the horse exercise, which is going to go down as the mental exercise. So now I've got another point. I've got 4 on the left and I've got 3 on the right. Draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I've got an ace, which is really nice. There's an 8 of diamonds. Okay, perfect. Okay, so here we go. This is my go. We're going to go 3 here. Okay, that's the elements of nature that strengthen the emotional field. Jack of diamonds. That is the shape, which again can amplify this emotional field. And I've got 1 more turn and I'm going to play my ace. Okay. Now when I play my ace, what I can do is I can get rid of whatever I want in my hand. So I'm going to get rid of those two. I'm going to keep the 2 queens. And I'm going to draw until I've got 6 cards left on the board. 2, 4, 6. All right, leave that one behind. Okay. And now I've got another turn. Let's see what we do here now. Okay. Now is where my patience comes in and I need to plan through things. So I'm going to get rid of the 10 because that's again down here and I don't have the 8s. This 4 diamonds is going to go down here, but I need that 3 of spades and that's going to be, could be somewhere here on this deck. So that's coming. So I can use that, I can keep that. A 4 and a 6 of hearts, 6 clubs and 4 hearts is 2 of the 3 over here. So I'm going to try and complete this section over here. Okay. Now I'm actually going to get rid of my 4. Even though it would go there, there are more diamonds in the deck. There's 6, a 7 and a 6, a 7 that are there in the deck that'll complete that, and I'm waiting on that 3. Okay. So, or will I'll keep my 4. That's what I'll do. I'll keep my 4. Okay. Okay, so I've decided to keep my 4. So I'm just getting rid of 1 card. Now that's a risk in itself because I want to try and get points on the board. And if I'm just drawing 1 card each time, it can slow me down. Okay, 9 of spades. There we go. Okay, so that's not really any use to me. My next turn. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of the 4 as well, just to try and move things along. Here we go. Ace and a king. Okay, the king is very handy. King, queen combo again. Okay. And if I want to really try and, I would play my ace to really try and get another score on the board. Would be very good at this point. Here we go. And now I've got another king, queen combo. And that's a really strong move in the game. Okay. So I've gone from 4 on the left to now 6 on the left and 3 on the right to now 5 on the right, which was all in 1 turn because I pulled up those combos on the king queen. And I go back to 6 cards. So unless my opponent has matched those scores, they've 1 turn to do that. That might mean I'm completely going ahead of my opponent, or maybe they were ahead and now I'm ahead. But that's a very strong move, and the game is really likely to be over if you make a move like that. Okay, we're going to continue and see how we get on. So lovely, we've got a 2 here now, which is going to open things up for me. This is going to be a really valuable card at this stage of the game to try and fill out these different sections, or to try and get 1 or 2 on here to get stuff from my hand onto the board. So all of my kings and queens are played now. They're all the unity exercises, so I don't need to worry about those anymore. Okay, I'm going to play my 2. And I'm going to play a 4 emotional strengthening exercise, a 6 mental strengthening exercise, and that's my go over my 3 cards played. Now here I am. I'm at the end of my deck. So this just turns over like that. And I draw my next card. Now a couple of 2s, okay. Got to try and really make use of these. So we're going to be looking for okay. Now I need a spade. I really need a spade here because I've got 3 and 3. I need to finish that there. All right. So that behind, that's going to give me another point. If I get a card there, it's another point. If I get a card here, it's another point. I can't play the 5 of hearts. I can't play the 7 of clubs. I can't play the 6 of diamonds. I can't play any of these cards. So I need to decide what approach I'm going to take. So I'm going to get rid of... I'm going to have to decide to get rid of something. Okay, I'm going to do this. Clean sweeping all these. That's gone down there. Playing these 4 more coming out. Keeping my 2s. Okay. There's my spade. Okay. Completed that. That's another score. I can play a 2. Right, and I'm going to put a 9 of hearts down there. There's my 3 goes. Okay. I've got another score. Every time I get a score compared to my opponent. 3 more cards. Okay, I'm well set up here. If I get a spade here, I can go another spade there. These are my 8s. So I'm going to try and get these on the board. So 8. Now I can't play another 8 with those. So I can only play 1 8 at a time and I can play 1 3 at a time, but I can play a diamond underneath it. I can play this 7 of diamonds because that 7 is a wild card that can go on any side of the board. Okay. Now this is going to be those 2 moves. And I'm going to get rid of one of these because I already have one that will go in that slot when I'm ready. 1 2 3. Okay, here we go. Now we're looking good. So there's a spade. Sorry about my camera work. There's a club. Now I've got another score. Oh, sorry. This is an 8, so that doesn't go there. There's a club. Okay. Now these are the okay, let me these are the little nuances of the game. So I played a 10 there and a 9, okay? So that 10 there goes there and that 9 goes there, okay? That's another score, okay? This 8, you think maybe I could play that there. But you can only play the 8s, the columns together. Okay, so you can only play the columns together. So I can't put something there, and put something there, but I can go 1, 2, 3, if that makes sense. Okay, I can't do those across, but I can do these ones across. And that's because this is like a location. You're on location, or these are setup cards. You're setting up the exercise, and these are the exercises. So the idea is that whilst we can do multiple exercises together, getting set up for the exercise is 1 per turn. So it's just teaching us that. Unless, of course, we play a 2, which is kind of 2 is a finding piece exercise, which is kind of a reset exercise. Okay, so I've played 2 cards. Now it's a good time to play my ace, right? So it's still my turn because I know when I turn these over, now I can go 1, 2. Okay, that was a brilliant turn. I still have another move if I want to. I'm going to keep these. So one of these goes on the right side and one of these goes on the left side. So I've got 3 completed here. So there's 1 more row to be finished there. And I've got 2 completed there. So there's 1 more row to be finished there. Okay. Now, if I can remember all of the cards that I've put away, there's a 10 of clubs there, for example. So maybe the 10 is the one to get rid of and try and focus on completing this side and wait until I come back around to get that 10. Okay. So because I know that that's there, I'm going to get rid of this 10 of hearts. All right. Now I can draw 3 cards. Okay. So I'm going to be looking for the 8 and the 3. As soon as I get a 3, I get another point, and then I can get a diamond in here for another point. As soon as I get an 8, a point, and then another diamond in here for another point. So these 2 diamonds are really handy. I'm going to play a 2, and I'm going to get this out of my hands in there. Okay, now that's that section complete. Now I'm going to play my ace, fill my 6 cards again. And you see when we start getting towards the end, it starts getting nice and quick. You should be getting scores on the board nearly every time. Okay, I have another turn. I could play a 2 again. But I'm not going to, because I don't need all these diamonds, so I can get rid of at least one of these. But I want to keep the 4. I'll get rid of the 8. Turn this guy over, another 2. Okay, it's my opponent's turn. Now I will play the 2, and I get this out of my hand. Play that 9 there. Okay, my go's over. I'm turning this over. Picking again. 2 more to pick. Now the 2s are really handy at this stage. I don't need this diamond. These are just the 2 diamonds I need, so I can get rid of that at any stage. So I'm going to play my 2 again. So I've just played my 2, and I'm going to get this 7 out of my hand. So I just have 1 more card to fill in there. And I'm going to get rid of that 6 because I don't need it. Okay. There my 3 goes. Now, if I wanted to, instead of getting rid of the 6, what I could do is play the ace. Play the ace. And then it becomes my go again. And at the end, you'll just see the aces and the 2s keep on popping up. So it really speeds things up. Okay, here we go again. So there's the last 5 of hearts. 5 of hearts. Okay, now there's another point. So the whole left side strength exercises are complete. All the queens are complete. There's only points here to be gained. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 on the left. 4, 5, 6 on the right. Now on the right, I can get this 10 in here, but I need to play a 2 to open up the other side of the field. That goes a 10 there. So the only thing I'm missing here is a 10 of hearts. Okay, if I can remember where the 10 of hearts is in here, it could be really handy. But there my 3 goes, 3 turns over. There's my 10 of hearts. Okay, so now on this turn, I go 10 of hearts. That's another point. Now what I'm going to do is, because I've got 2 aces, I'm just going to start playing those aces. Still my turn, and here we go. There's my 8 of diamonds. So I'm looking for an 8 of spades, and I'm looking for a 3 of spades. Okay, I can't make a move right now, so I'm going to play my my ace. I'm actually going to get rid of all these because I don't need them. Turn this over. Do I have a... I think this deck is missing cards. Okay. So curiously, this deck is actually missing some cards. All right. But the idea would be that... Well, we're going to finish there. But the idea would be that I get my 8. Here, I play that. 8 of spades. Unless I play the 8 in somewhere else. No, 8 of spades. For some reason, there's an 8 of spades missing from this deck. Oh, here we go. Still in the box. Okay. So I haven't pulled these cards out yet, so I'm going to pull these 3 out because I didn't pull them out. They were still in the box. Okay. That really emphasizes the need of and the importance of all of the cards, but also it's really important to have a good shuffle of your deck. It's like a well shuffled deck is much more playable. Okay, so here we go. 8, 10. Okay. That's 2 more points. So now on the right, I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On the left, I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And last move of the game. And that's 10 on the left, 9 on the right. That's the game over. So if you're level all the way through, when you get to the point of completing your board, whoever gets there first, they're the one that wins. Okay, that's the game. It's actually really fun and enjoyable. If you like it, I'll be totally open to questions and ideas. Again, it's mainly a teaching aid, and I'm just trying to make it fun and interactive, and there's a lot in it, which I could talk at length about, but I think that's enough for now. Okay, gur míle maith agat, slán.